Football time for the first time in a couple of days. I'm excited to see how it plays out, though. Hope, optimism that maybe, just maybe, heading into this next year, this team won't fail us again. Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how this team looks, though. I'll explain the process in terms of how we set it up, because the last time we played, we left it off with, like, oh, position changes. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I've went with something. The offense is always easy. It's the defense that's a real struggle. But, again, you'll see the process here in a moment. Hey, Jay, what's up? You have an issue to report. Cool. Our goal is still... Oh, from NHL. Jesus. I mean, that doesn't surprise me, buddy. It's like, hey, these rosters in NHL 21 are a real mess. Yeah? Like, there's a reason why tonight, like, we started to edit, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm going to do this. That said, this team, again, this past season was a disaster. We dropped in prestige, unfortunately. But in terms of the players... Now, again, with the position changes, I did it off-stream. Quarterback-wise, it's pretty simple and pretty straightforward. Gonzalez is our guy this year. Good's our guy next year. We'll see what happens with Gooden, or Gibbons and Davis. Combined Good and Gibbons there. Running back-wise, we're a bit weaker than we've been, but we still need to wait to see what happens with development. But we have our four. Fullback-wise, Vinny Vincent. Wide receiver-wise, we're still looking very good. We could have 390 overall receivers this year, so I'm happy with that. No position changes there. Tight end-wise, we got our 3. The offensive line looks good. Again, we still need to see player development, but even without player development, the O-line looks good. It really does. We're going to have to do some heavy O-line recruiting. But then we get to the defense, and this was the issue I was having. Do you play guys in their best overall position? How do you decide? So what I've done is, because the majority of our players can play defensive line linebacker, linebacker safety, safety defense, like, it's ridiculous. I've sorted it by speed. So anybody under an 80 was sent to the defensive line. So Burgess, Ronnie Marshall, all these guys were defensive linemen anyway. Yeah, no change there. It showed tight end for a second. On the right-hand side, you have Sanders, Bowser. No changes there either. Defensive tackle. I don't think we have any changes either. We're absolutely stacked at defensive tackle here, which is nuts. Very happy with the talent we have there. But then you get to the linebackers. Anybody with the 80 speed was designated as a linebacker. So we're definitely not running 4 linebackers this year. Probably going to run a 4-3. But we have Leon Jones. And then that's where this strategy gets risky. Because in the middle, we're a little bit weak with nothing but freshmen. And then on the right, it's Sanders. So I don't know how I feel about this strategy, but the problem is, like, I can't really... Like, I can get somebody who's an 80. Like, I can move Sanders over, but he's not going to be that much better. Right? Even Bowser, if I move him over, he's a 76. It's not that much of an improvement. But then at corner, we're also, you know, going to be relying on some younger dudes. Cleveland and Keys have to get better. But, like, Bullock's a beast. And then at safety, I mean, John Johnson. We got Johnny Walker there, too. You got Clint Long. So, I mean, there are guys here where it's just like, where the hell do you put them? We sorted it by speed. So we have a moderately fast amount of linebackers, but our secondary is just rapid. And that's the game plan. Will it work out? I don't know. But that's what we've gone with. And we're going to hope for the best. The big question now is going to be the training results. I'll actually move back over here. R.I.P. Bobby Plager. That was horrible news to see this afternoon. I mean, you see someone pass away at... what, 76 was it? 78. And you think, oh, probably natural cause. To go in a car accident at 78 is just tragic, man. That was awful news to wake up to. And there's no great segue, so I'll just say training results. So this is the team then. Gonzalez is going to be a 95. And again, Derek Good will probably be about that for his senior year. So we're looking good there. Running back, Lindsey, Hall. Definitely not going to have a ton of emphasis on the running game this year. Vincent looking okay. Wideouts, we do have 390 pluses. Very, very good there. Tight end wise, Gonzalez up to a 90. Michael Morgan an 80. 91 now for Foster on the O-line. 91 for Danny Davis. 94 for Terrence Bell. A 91 for Joey Soul. And an 87 for Josh Andrews. Defensively, Burgess is a beast, up to a 90. Sanders an 89. That defensive line is going to be really good. Yeah, 2 90s on defensive tackle as well. Linebacker, Leon Jones up to an 88. And Tony Black is terrible. He's probably going to get cut. Bullock's up to a 92. Some good improvement there. Some good improvement at safety as well. John Johnson looking good. And Clint Long is a 90. Our kicker's a 92. Our punter, a 93. I'm feeling very, very good about what this team could do and what this team could be this year. In terms of how many players we have to cut, I do not know. And in terms of what type of schedule we're going to run, well, hopefully that's where you guys come into play for anybody that's still in here despite it getting late. We have to cut 14 players. I'm not going to be allowed to cut this fullback, unfortunately, because of our scheme. This is going to be tough because they're all going to have to be from the defensive side of things. I think Chris Lawrence is probably out. I mean, you got Kevin Wall, who's ahead of him, and a year younger. I think that's probably a good shout. Chris Lawrence likely to... Yeah, Chris Lawrence is going to be gone. Sorry, Chris, you are out of here. On the right-hand side, same thing. Sorry to David Parrish. Got someone younger who's better. I'm going to go ahead and cut David Parrish as well. Defensive tackle. It's a tough call. We do have this 3-star DT in Clint White. He's definitely going to have to go. There might be a decent amount of freshmen that get dropped ultimately. I think 3-star Jeff Downs as well. He's going to have to go. Linebacker, it is rough because, again, we ended up in a pretty bad situation. I hate to say it, Tony Black. Gonna go ahead and get rid of him. He's terrible. Corner, I already had the game plan that these 2 3-stars are gonna go. So Joe Jones, Howard Lewis. Honestly, I think Roland Stewart as well. Yeah, Roland Stewart. Nope, not Matt Thomas. Holy shit. Roland Stewart's got to go. Then at safety, it's tough to want to cut anybody there. Much easier to cut Corey Griffin. He's only a 70. Still got to cut 5 dudes, though, and I don't know where they're going to be dropped from. Wish I could drop that fullback. Honestly, cutting a wide receiver makes a lot of sense. Yeah, cutting a wide receiver makes a lot of sense because we're not going to redshirt Walker, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you could argue 6. So I hate to say it, but Sean Campbell's going to get cut rather than William Stevens. That way we can redshirt Michael Harris, who's a 5-star prospect. Defensively, I think Donnie Torres might be kind of screwed here. Yeah, Donnie Torres is a sophomore. Homer Alaska, I was excited to get this guy, but got Kevin Wall behind him now. Gonna redshirt Patton this year. Where the hell am I going to find 3 other players to cut? I mean, George Simmons. It shouldn't leave us short at linebacker. Go ahead and cut him. But on the right here. See if we can get rid of Eugene McBride. I don't know if I can get away with cutting Robert Goodwin. I can't. We only need 1 more. Man, who's it going to be? One more dude. This is the like the most difficult round of cuts we've had to make in a long time. It's got to be somebody on the defensive side. Patton's an 81 sophomore. I think it's going to be Freddie Bradley. He's worse than Bennett, and I can't redshirt him, so Freddie Bradley will be the final cut. So, sucks to get rid of some good talent, but that's just the way it works. It says Shane Bowers was drafted by Colorado, not Ottawa. AJ, that's the problem, man. The more you look, the more issues you're going to find, because it's not great. It's not great, unfortunately. It just isn't. Honestly, I like that you're finding examples, but also I don't, because it just makes me sad. You know? So far in that we need to cut 80 overalls. Yeah, and I mean, honestly, a big problem too, though, Santa, right, is that we keep, you know, we keep running into the issue of scouting not going exactly as I need it to go. Which is why we're weak at linebacker right now. I mean, like I said, we could be a little bit better, but why not play some freshmen and just see what happens? So, all right, custom conference bowl tie-ins, nothing to change there. We get to the preseason, and this is where, honestly, guys, we have to figure out what type of schedule we want to run. What letter grade do we go for? Do we take it easy and just schedule scrubs? Because if frickin' Northern Illinois can make it to a national title game, why shouldn't we just schedule beatable scrubs up until we have to play our conference opponents, you know? I think that's the big question. Just in terms of, like, what the hell do we do? Chris, what's going on, buddy? Good morning to you. So it's like we have an open spot in week 10, which will definitely be a bye week. An open spot in week 4, 1 and 2. Let's just say a schedule. God, the FCS teams. Yeah, let's just say I schedule you, but then take out Stanford. Actually, not allowed to take out Stanford. All right, so week 1 we have to have off. God, so no matter what, we need like this drastic schedule to start the season. All right. I mean, with the amount of conference opponents we have to play this season and they're ranked. AJ, make sure from now on, fair enough. It's like, do we want an A? Do we want a B? I don't know if I can get it lower than a B grade. Did we make promises? No. No promises to play in home states. I mean, I can't get it lower than a B. So that's the question. Do we have kind of a toss-up there in week 4? I'll probably leave the first 2 weeks open, to be honest. Or do we try to, like, max it out? Like, what is the grade that we want to hit? You know? Honestly, what I'm going to do really quickly, just, like, schedule Bama there. That way I can open up that week. Schedule, like, Arizona there. And then go back to Bama. There we go. That's what I want. Like, have games in the first 3 weeks, have a break. So yeah, it really is the question of just what is the letter grade that we want. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, we can hit an A at best. I feel like the only way that you're going to get screwed going 12-0 is if 3 teams go 12-0. Right, and I don't think that's going to happen. I honestly think we can just beat up on scrubs to start the year. We can't do 2 FCS teams, but I don't want to play Tulane. My heart couldn't take it. I know the Gamecocks are ranked, and AJ really wants us to go, but we got bigger fish to fry here. take on our old pals in New Mexico State, maybe. Like the lowest I can get us to is like a B-. Like we just beat up on a lower division team. Hopefully beat up on Buffalo. And, yeah. I think a B- should be good enough. Even then we could play another school, an actual school if we wanted to. Go for like FIU. FIU gets it to at least a B. FIU actually gets it up to a B+. That is bizarre. Yeah. Hopefully beat the hell out of Akron and Buffalo. Honestly, I think I like that B- schedule. At this point, it's just try to run the table and hope we get lucky. Instead of taking on better competition. Chris, we are in the ACC. Why is the strength higher when we play at home? It's funny, when you say that versus Buffalo, technically you gotta go by the top. So even though it says versus, it shows us UMass at Buffalo. It's weird. I think that's our schedule. We'll take on the non-conference or the non-division team. Hopefully beat up Buffalo. Play Carolina. And then take it from there. Unless I'm wrong about that, but it is very weird. We'll say versus Buffalo. It's very weird, yeah. Let's do it this way. We'll go with a relatively easier schedule and just hope that we just run it. In terms of the red shirts. Now, first and foremost, again, quarterback is gonna be in our meh category. For if you can find one, get one. We will go ahead and redshirt Seth Davis and keep Tyrone Gibbons for the year, and then we'll redshirt Gibbons next year. That's kind of been our pace. So go ahead and do that. And that way Davis is a better backup next year for Derek Good. Running back wise, I think running back's also in the meh category. If we can get one, go ahead. Of course, we were on a no running back option last year. Terrence Johnson or Paul Perry, one of you need to be redshirt. I'm gonna go. I mean, they're both speed options. Let's go for Paul Perry. I feel like Terrence Johnson's a little bit better of the options right now. Fullback wise, I mean, Scott Cannon's literally a depth option. I can literally just redshirt him, it's fine. He doesn't have to be there at all. Fullback's honestly still going to be a no, because we got Vincent. So, wide receiver wise, honestly, wide receivers probably in a no as well, because we got these juniors. So I don't think we need a wide receiver at all this year. We are going to redshirt Michael Harris, though. Yeah, next year we have at least those guys. Tight end wise, we do need a tight end this year. Because we'll be losing Gonzalez. We got Morgan. We'll carry Ricky Johnston as well, just in case of injury. On the O-line, that is a definite yes with the seniors that we have. Foster, Harvey, Davis, Harris. I can redshirt Derek King, and I will. Won't redshirt Rogers. We will redshirt Ron Kane, because we have the other left tackle who could fill in. Actually, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Honestly, Chris Rogers. I guess I said no red shirts. Yeah, we won't redshirt him. And then Tony Moore would be breaking the promise too, so we'll just redshirt Kane. Defensive line. We are losing Joe Burgess at the end of the year. Yeah, we need some defensive line options too. We're losing some people. We're going to be losing Sanders and Burgess, which is going to hurt. Defensive tackle. Now, defensive tackle, we're actually not losing anybody, but I'd say defensive line is definitely a focus. And we're going to redshirt Patton. I can also get away with redshirting Hubbard, but I can't get away with redshirting Thompson. Or Atkins. Yeah, Sanders being a senior already is nuts. Like, time's been flying. Linebacker. Obviously, Leon Jones is gone at the end of the year, so we're definitely going to need linebacker help. Like, definitely. That's our number one, I'd say. Middle linebacker. I don't know if there are any of these freshmen that I can actually redshirt. There aren't. And then outside linebacker, Chaz Sanders stays. Robert Goodwin stays. Corner. 2, 3, 4. I'd say no on corners. We should be fine. We have too many other focuses, even if there's an elite level corner. Are there any of these freshmen that I can redshirt? No, there's... Yeah, okay, so there's one in Matt Thomas, who was the 5-star. I'd be a little bit afraid of him leaving, but it's got to be done, because we have 1, 2, 3... Actually, you know what? I'm going to risk this at corner, because we're going to be kind of weak there anyway. I'm going to redshirt Cleveland and Keys. It's going to be Bullock and the freshman. It's risky, but I'm doing it. And then at safety, we can redshirt Brent Williams. So in terms of the secondary, we look fine. Redshirt Williams. We are going to lose Clint Long, but we have the backups already in Kennedy and Williams, who will both be redshirted this year, as Jeff Burrell can't be. Alright, so definitely no secondary help. Like, we're good there. And thankfully, no special teams help are needed either. So, tight ends, O-line, D-line, linebackers. Those are the focus. Quarterback, running back is at meh territory. And I would say in terms of recruitment, the only dudes that we really have to worry about are, I mean, you know, if there was like an elite level fullback or wide receiver, we could explore it. It was like immediately interested. But for the most part, I think we kind of stick to the game plan here and focus on the big additions that we need, especially linebacker. Good God. I mean, not that, you know, we have a lot of freshmen there, but if we can get someone who's already close to like elite level, we got to do it. So, we got to do it in that instance. 5-star was the worst of the bunch. That he was. Alright, so all prospects. What do we got? So at quarterback, no 5-stars. I said if there was a MAC quarterback available, we could go for him. There's not a single... Yeah, our program losing prestige is going to hurt us. There's not a single 4-star that was immediately interested. Running back-wise, there are 5-stars. I had them in the MAC category. There is a 4-star that we're immediately in first for. It's Eric Wall. So we'll take a look at him. I just wanted to see how many 4-stars there are. Not many. So, I mean, you can debate those 5-stars. Fullback-wise, we don't need one this year. There are a couple of guys who are immediately interested, but I really don't need a fullback this year. Nor do I need a wide receiver. There are no 5-stars who are immediately interested. So, absolutely not. Even 4-stars, just no. Tight end wise, Tony Hancock and Ronaldo Burton will be focusing on. And from there, God, it's kind of a tough call. I think we put our focus in with the 5-stars and just ignore the 4-stars and hope for the best. That's a tough play, but I think we got to do it. Unless we have other spots available. At tackle. Man, this is tough. And quarterback-wise, it was a meh. Like, is there a 4-star quarterback that has, like, crazy speed? 4.58. No, there's not, really. Gotta believe I didn't even see anything, dude. You're all good. Yeah, no, there's not a quarterback to focus on. Honestly, I don't really think there's a running back to focus on either. I mean, Joe Sanders has a fucking 4.3, but... Again, we'll avoid the mass. Avoid the fullback. Tight end wise, get the 5-stars up there. O-line, focus on the 5-stars to start, unless there's a 4-star that's interested, and there's not. I'm scared for our recruitment this year. A 7-6 season has, in terms of recruitment, set us back dramatically from the looks of it. We will add Ken Murphy into the mix. Then defensive line, you got Lester Harris that's interested. Defensive tackles, add the 5 stars. Do we have any 4 stars that are interested? The answer is yes, with Adam Robinson. Linebackers, we got Eric Williams, who's interested. And no other 5 stars. 5-star middle linebacker, Nathan Lee. Any 4 stars? No. And then again, the secondary we don't really need. Nor do we need special teams. There are athletes, but I don't know how I feel about them. There's a 4-star that's interested, Chad Owens out of Sanford, Maine. It's a risk to go for athletes at this stage, just because if they end up being a position that we don't need, we have to drop them. But I guess at least the 5 stars, I'll show that interest in. So quarterback-wise, I mean, there's no one with speed, so you'd have to bank on someone having a big arm. And John Jones is a 6'5" option at QB. I just don't think we need it. I don't think we need it at running back. I mean, there are the 5-star running backs. I'll at least focus on Joe Sanders because the dude is rapid. Just looking at what else we need. 5-star wideouts. Again, we don't need it. I guess for tight ends, it'll be like, hey, who's the best option there? The fastest is that dude at the bottom. And Carey with the 4.5 too. He's a blocker too. Bench press goes to the top too. There's really no consistency. I mean, I like the dudes who are fast, obviously. Alright, let's add the fastest. The guy who has the best bench press. And for the hell of it, one of the 2 dudes that have the best squat. The tiebreaker will be speed, and we'll give it to John Wilson. A tackle for the 4 stars. I've never seen a recruitment class with 0 5-star QBs. We've had it happen a couple of times. O-line, D-line linebackers. What's the cutoff here? 470? Anybody better than a 470? That dude's got a 480. That dude's got a 485. A guard. 505s. Let's go. 490. At center. 480. Defensive line. I know I'm going to need more linebackers. So we're going to look like an unreal bench. 465, 450. Add these 2. 500 bench for this guy. This dude's just short. Does leave some open spots at linebacker, which is kind of scary. I mean, I need linebackers in a way, and there aren't really too many that I'm totally set on. Unless these athletes, I can get like an early look at what they're good at to remove them. Josh Fontaine. Fuck. I always hit the wrong button, or the wrong trigger. Josh Fontaine, what are you? He's not a quarterback. Good stiff arm, good return. Man, he's a wide receiver. Doesn't have good spectacular catch. That dude's a wide receiver. I don't need him. Do not need him. Preston Townsend, 6'6", 313. Good bet. He's a linebacker or a defensive lineman, obviously more likely, so we'll focus on him. Jared Graham is a quarterback and probably a running back, too, with that elusiveness. Dude, Jared Graham looks insane. He's got the throw power, the elusiveness, but he's also a secondary option. I think I got to go for that guy. He just looks nuts. Lee McGill. Same thing, good in the secondary, but I don't need anybody in the secondary. Secondary, wide receiver, running back, I don't need that. Again, Graham is interesting if he's a quarterback. You got Leonard Everson. Not a quarterback. Again, secondary, most likely. Could be a wide receiver, perhaps. Just don't need it. And then Deontay Smith is definitely a quarterback. Well, that opens up room at least to get a few more linebackers on the board. Because right now I think I only have 2. There's a lot of 4-star options. Deidre is the most interesting one to me. For sure, he's the fastest, has a fucking unreal squat too. Middle linebacker, who do we got? I'm nervous for this recruitment class. I'm really worried now at this stage. 4.52 appears to be the best. Not the fastest dudes in the world. Let's see, a 6.45. 6.65. This dude is a tank. I trust Atkinson a little bit more. And then on the outside again for the hell of it. A 6.80 squat for Stanford. Good lord. Let's go for Stanford as our last of the OG targets. Like I said, that's a much worse board. Like, no 5-stars who are immediately interested in coming here, and that's the effect of having such a bad season. Like, it really did hurt our reputation. But we're good to go for this season. The schedule's set, the roster's set. We know what we got to target. Now it's just a matter of, with the slightly easier schedule this year, can we actually get it done and run the table? I mean, we know too that we know too that with this team, like, okay, running back wise isn't going to be really a major focus. So one way to hate the Bills even more. I don't really hate the Bills, to be honest. I don't like the Jets, but that's because they got good for 2 years and their fan base got really fucking cocky. The Bills, for the most part, haven't been good in my lifetime, so I don't really hate the Bills. If anything, there were times where I'm like, please stop sucking, you're wasting such good talents. You know, it was very tough to, you know, to see the likes of, I think the best example that I'd have is, you know, Lawyer Malloy going to the Bills, and it's like, cool, you're wasting him, good job. Chris, I'm doing well, man. No complaints. We'll see how this goes, though, in terms of recruitment. I'll watch it later. I don't know. Weird Bills social media stuff. Eh. Alright. What do we got? What do we got? So, for the running back, we're immediately in first for Eric Wall, but the 5-star Sanders, it's gonna take some work. Oh boy. Where's fullback, wide receiver? There's nobody. Tight end wise. Alright, we have some interest, but again, it's gonna take a lot of work. The O-line, we got our backs against the wall. With the exception of Pat Scott. And Ken Murphy, who's a bust, apparently. Looking good for Lester Harris. Alright. I mean, we definitely got our work cut out for us. But we're not in a totally screwed situation. And Chad Owens, of course, already had us in second. Right. So. It's a very tough call on how to make up ground for this many players. And it's simply not easy. Really quickly, let's use our scouting time that we have. We almost have Hancock fully scouted. What about Deontay Smith, that top athlete? He's not dropping, at least. Got Hughes on the O-line as well. We'll use our final hour on him. And he drops a little bit. So, Pat Scott, you got 10 minutes, buddy. And the first thing that we're going to do is offer you no red shirt in the first year. Honestly, I think that's the best strategy I can have right now, is go out for these lower rated dudes, offer them that promise of no red shirt in the first year, and make up about 300 points with each of them, and hope that no one's dumb enough to bail immediately and not give us a chance. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Obviously for the team this year, I still don't quite know what offensive setup we're going to go with. Defensive's rather obvious. Oh, excuse me. How the whiz, Wisconsin, huh? I at least want to get this first week done and then get the update from these guys in terms of how much progress we've made with a 300-point week. And I will hope for the best. Bills deserve a good... Or Buffalo deserves a good Bills team. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I mean, obviously, there was no sympathy when it's like, hey, the Patriots are great and still great. Obviously. But, I mean, it's very tough to watch the 30 for 30 on the Bills losing 4 in a row and not have sympathy for that fan base, you know? Like, man, Buffalo in the 90s got shafted. Between the Super Bowls, between the 99 Stanley Cup Final. I mean, goddamn. Talk about shafted. I don't disagree, Santa, that there are a lot of Bills fans who are, you know, getting confident. But, on the flip side of it, I feel like the ones that are worth listening to are just like, yeah, I hope we're actually this good. That would be cool for the first time in my life that we're good. You know, then obviously, like, every fan base has the ones that are just overly obnoxious and just be like, yep, we're winning the Super Bowl. Fuck you. LOL, you suck. So, you know. Like, I'll allow it. Even for the obnoxious ones, I'll allow it. I mean, granted, they were super cocky and confident heading into this season. And, great season, but didn't quite hit the expectations some people had for that team, right? So, we're averaging about 320 points per person here, which is very nice. And in this way, if anybody immediately leaves after the first week, then hey, even with 60 minutes, I don't know if I would have gotten them. Like, obviously, in an ideal world with these 5-star guys, like, yeah, we throw the full hour at them. But it's a risk that the other dudes might walk away too. And then if both walk away, we're totally boned. So, I mean, we've done well with consistent recruitment class. So we haven't had luck with 5-stars, but it's difficult when you're going up against fucking Alabama and Ohio State every year. So, where they can be confident enough to be like, yeah, no, if we offer a 5-star dude a scholarship, he's probably going to sign. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 left. 13 left. We're at about half an hour per person now. John Rust. So we can get you the red shirt and the national exposure option. Now for these guys, we can just about do half an hour each. Jared Graham. Same thing, at least for the higher rated dudes, we're putting in these offers. I mean, if the Leafs ever won a cup in my lifetime, I'm going to be super cocky about it. Fair. Whoops, I did 3 hours and wasted 1. Fuck. So used to doing 2. Lions are going to win the Super Bowl. I mean, hey, they might eventually. You don't know. They could be choosing the right time to cash out on Stafford, and then good things can happen. So, who's to say? It could happen. So let's see, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour, perfect. So half an hour per dude. So that means for the highest rated guys, we get that full gambit of promises out there to try and make up as much ground as we can. It'll be about 1,000 points per person too, which will be nice. And hopefully this works. Doraville, Georgia. We're gonna have to look up Doraville. Doraville? More like Boroville. I thought of the chlorophyll joke. Don't scoff at Goff could be your slogan. I don't know if that's gonna be the slogan, you know? Need to revive Bobby Lane for them to win. No kidding. Babatunde! I didn't know Babatunde was a freaking name in the database. Shout out to Babatunde. Also, Nathan Lee, the #1 linebacker. I think the #1 prospect in general. I mean, he's out of Florida. He's gonna stay in the South. Like, come on. There's no way I'm gonna be able to make up ground to get this dude to come up north. There's no way. Preston Townsend, 6'6". I really want this guy for the defensive line. It looks like he'd be an incredible pickup. Start promising dudes, top 10. Make way for Babatunde. Joey Sanders. Fast as fuck. Joey Sanders. Out of Texas, Cloverleaf, Texas. Home of Dean Malenko. That's not true, but I wish it was. Let's see. Jeffrey Newsom. The Newsom. What do we got for you? Pinehurst, North Kakalaki. Now we got 3 dudes left to scout. Hey, look at that. Danny Hughes. Sign price took it down, immediately lost him on waivers to Colorado. Not the first one that they've lost to Colorado. Fair. So you put Carey Price on waivers, why? I mean, I understand if it's modern day, but, you know. Maple Valley, Washington. All right. Ronaldo Burton, Eagle, Idaho. Eagle, Idaho. The fact that these places exist in the U.S. and I've never been there, in some instances, is a tragedy. I'd still like to avoid Arab Alabama due to its fucking racism-based roots. Kevin Gordon. Okay. Alright, there we go. That is our first week worth of recruitment done. We at least didn't immediately lose somebody off the board, so I'm going to consider it a success. See, it was a 74. Fair. So this season, there's a place in Bama called Arab. Oh, yeah. This season, first and foremost, I need to look at how good our quarterback is. And then we'll take a look at some other stuff. How good. I know our QB's a 95. He's the highest rated player on the team, but what is your arm like? He's got some decent speed, but not amazing. .94, 96. All right. We are throwing the ball. We are throwing the ball. All right. So based on throwing the ball, I mean, spread offense definitely works. Run and shoot works. And the air raid definitely works. I think it's got to be the air raid to try it, right? Although air raid's balanced passing. As many as possible. receiver, running back, used to spread them out. Spread offense. I kind of like the idea of the run and shoot, just because, again, there is that emphasis on at least using our running back sometimes. Wait, are you going to schedule an actual team and not some random? I mean, no, we're playing a random, non-division team to start the season. I'm going to go with my gut and go with the run and shoot, and we're going to pass a good 65% of the time. As risky as that is, and we'll get a little bit aggressive at times. And defensively, honestly, this is the year for a 4-2-5. We don't have a ton of high-caliber linebackers. This is the year to risk it, and instead of running the 4-3, we're going to try that 4-2-5. Going to be 50-50 on running pass defense, 50-50 with the aggressiveness, but I think that's the strategy. It is a little bit aggressive, but we have some strength in the secondary-ish. It's a little bit stronger than our linebacker core is right now. I think it's worth it, and then based on that, we'll auto-reorder. Yeah, we want to get Lindsey some carries because he does have 97 speed. Like, he's definitely a weapon for us. Gonzalez, Morgan. I don't know why it doesn't do that properly. And again, the O-line will be set. Yeah, I mean, Jones at an 88, Thomas at a 74, Sanders at a 78. Like, yeah. And again, we should have the secondary to pull this off. We should. I'm tempted to reorder certain things about that depth chart, but for the most part, we should be fine. About time we lose to an FCS team. I'm going to lose my mind, by the way. So, in terms of the team, recruitment's good. The philosophy is set up. Our coach info at this stage. We're still a D prestige coach. 9 years with the team already. A career record of 68 and 47. So, Coach Stash not getting that much respect. The preseason polls, obviously, were not ranked heading into the season this year after a disastrous year last year. We are the 28th ranked team, though. We are still a 99 rated team with a 97 offense and a 93 defense. So our defense is about as weak as it's been in the past 4 seasons. And again, our prestige dropped from 5 to 4. We are on the cusp of being in the top 25. On the cusp. If we play our cards right, we can pull this off. We can only afford to lose like 2 games at the max. Coach's poll as well has us outside of the top 25. So yeah, our coach prestige dropped, our conference, our coach prestige dropped. Just the program prestige in general dropped. Like, we fucked up. In terms of the outlook, I think we're going to be the highest rated team. Oh yeah, we're the highest rated team in this Atlantic Division. We have no excuse. None. And in terms of championship contenders, we're still projected. I mean, right now we're 28th, but 7th, 3rd. Like, we are still projected to be a great team here in the future. Although right now it's a B. It's no longer an A outlook. I mean, Alabama is projected to take over the next few years. So, we'll see how it plays out, is all I can say. And that's been the theme with this team, is just, are they going to blow it? It's a D- for this FCS team. For the love of God, just murder them. Just murder them. Please. God, please. 49-6, thank you. So we do indeed absolutely kick the shit out of our warm-up opponent, our dummy opponent. That's called, in the boxing world, guys, that's called a tune-up fight. We're not looking to go superstar against superstar here. I'm going to punch the nose off of some scrub and, get my name back in the headlines for a little bit, setting the stage for bigger things to come. And I'm hoping that ultimately Buffalo, the fact you had a hidden doubt in your voice says a lot. It really does. And I wish I could have that level of confidence, man, but I just can't. I just can't do it. I want to be confident in this team, but they have given me no reason to be confident. We got a long way to go this season. You know, you beat up Buffalo, you beat up North Carolina. After that, maybe we start to get that confidence back, start feeling good. But for right now, no trust. None. I don't even know if there's an analogy. You cheated on me and we're trying to make the marriage work. No trust. You gotta earn that shit back. That's all I got. So we're not ranked after that, which isn't surprising. But it's fine, we kicked the shit out of them. All we need apparently now is a guard, but let's see what we have here in terms of recruitment. So, alright, we moved up for some people. Good stuff. Are we out on any of the top dog? Okay, we're out on Eric Williams. He commits to LSU immediately. That blows. This is not one of the higher rateds. Okay, so none of the higher rated dudes are immediately out. We do miss out on the tight end, Ronaldo Burton. He goes to Oregon. It's close to home, no surprise. We're down to 33. We miss out on this tackle, Tim Felder, 5-star bust. He goes to Bama. So 3 players down, but only 3 players off the board. Not bad. Not bad at all. So 32 dudes on the board. You know, you got 600 minutes. Divide that by 32. That leaves us with about 20 minutes per person. So actually, let's go back to the top here. I want to make sure we scout the highest rated dudes first in terms of the scouting accuracy, especially this athlete who is down 2 points. Tony Hancock, the fact we're in the running for this guy now is great. It'd be incredible for us to be able to steal, you know, someone who could be like freaking Gronk-like, essentially. Babatunde! Down to a 78. Kevin Gordon. Gonna use the full hour on him. He's dropping a little bit. And then Newsom. We got 10 minutes to use on Jeff Newsom. Alright. So. Again, on average it was about, what, 20 minutes per person? So if you're a 4-star dude, I'm going to stick with 10 minutes. If you're a 5-star, we'll give you 20. So for Mr. Pat Scott, let's give you another promise. Try to play the long game with you. Cliff Carey, same thing at tight end. Try to play the long game. Go for the big point total hits rather than the scholarship. Murphy's a bust. That's okay. We do have some competition. We'll see how that works. What time is it? Man, it's getting late. Nate Cutler. Give you that promise as well, and this way we get more time for the 5-stars. John Atkinson. Still trying to get our foot in the door here. Jesse Washington. Again, hopefully this works out. Demopolis, Alabama. Donovan Nicholson, big boy. On the defensive line. Unfortunately, the question is, how many 5-stars do we even have at this stage? The answer is not a ton. Let's see, Brian Moore. Let's get you that other promise in there. How many 5-stars do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, they really start picking up there at the end. I'll stick to the strategy then. Double check an HL roster. Move a player like Speedlofts to Manitoba most with Canucks rates. Nah, just keep him on Utica. He'd be on Utica if it wasn't for COVID, so you wouldn't be able to properly put everybody on that AHL team that they're actually on, you know? Alright, Eric Wall. Random running back that we're going for. I will keep the promises coming. Same with Palma. It's up to you, man. I mean, if you put him on Germany, it's just, he's going to end up being with the Canucks within franchise mode anyway, so it's one of those moves where it doesn't really make too much sense for how EA has it set up. Alright, Johnny Wilson. And 1 hour for all the 4 stars, and we'll go heavy focus on the 5s. It's looking better with the recruits after the promises. Yeah, I mean, it helps a lot, right? Like, those are the most points that we can throw towards somebody. My integrity dropped a little bit, unfortunately. It's not 100% maxed out, but it's still pretty good. But, I mean, you know, we've at least gotten our name into the conversation, Chris, for some of these dudes that we knew it was going to be an uphill battle for. So, we have some hope. Kevin Gordon wants a visit already. I could probably offer this dude a scholarship and he'd be down. We'll get you... Yeah, let's offer him a scholarship. Okay, he didn't immediately accept. Alright. Let's see, Johnny Rust Escondido. California, let's get your final scholarship out there. Alright, Graham's a 5-star. Babatunde, Javon Freeman, James Sparks, Danny Hughes. Should talk Oregon on their play style and hope for the best. If we can make up any ground. Sanders is a 5-star. Townsend, Smith, Lee, Jeff Newsom. Get that scholarship offer out there, just see how it plays. Alright. So 6:30 left to call our 5 stars. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So, shout out to that truck. So about half an hour per person. That's what we're looking at here. So, Scott Smith. Let's make these next 2 promises to you and offer you that scholarship. 192. Not bad. It's a pretty good scholarship offer. Joey Sanders, we're up in the 5th for. Get you that scholarship offer, 181. And it's time to start discovering some things about you, sir. Unfortunately, that's not a good start. Preston Townsend. Same thing, start discovering some stuff. Hope that it's, you know, good building blocks for us. That scholarship out there, it was only a 103. That's not great. Jared Graham. An extra promise out there. I mean, he's from Georgia, so the odds that he comes here incredibly slim. And unfortunately for a lot of these top dudes, their interests just don't line up with what I can do. Now, we are in 1st for Deontay Smith, which is huge. Didn't get the immediate acceptance, though. Might have played it a bit too early, but it was worth it. What happened with the ref that got fired? So basically he was picked up on a mic saying, yeah, it basically gave Nashville the penalty for the hell of it. Kind of long and short of it. Basically saying, oh, I'm going to set the tone by calling a weak penalty on Nashville. Like, you know, just openly admitting to not really having integrity in terms of being an official. Oh, Babatunde. See what else I can find out about Babatunde here. Oh yeah, Chris, and I mean, again, once you cast that doubt for fans, I mean, that's gonna be what people think of. So we'll go half an hour for Freeman and a full hour for the others. So, Sudley, Virginia. Don't confuse it with Dudley. Alright, we'll go with a full, maybe not a full hour, I misread the timing. Let's use a half an hour for him, and then we'll use the full remaining 2 hours. Alright, that's promising that the playing style lines up. Other refs around him didn't they say like that's bullshit? Oh no! No, there was no accosting him for what he said at the time. Hell no. Hell no. The official he was talking to was just like, yep. So yeah, no. At this point, you have no excuse for not knowing there's a hot mic. Yeah, right? When everything's literally mic'd up, and you see it on every broadcast how everything's mic'd up, and you still had confidence to feel like, yeah, I can say this and not have anyone eventually hear me. Like, That, yeah, you got some balls. You got some balls to presume that, you know? Schedule this guy for when we play Boston College. It's a little bit down the road, but we don't even know if he'll make it that far. This guy's got a lot of greens we could sell him on, but unfortunately, nothing's really lining up. Alright, so our scouting for the week is done. I still feel like we're on a pretty good trajectory. We are scheduled to play Buffalo. Again, this is another team where it should be an ass-kicking. Absolute ass-kicking. I'm just going to sim it. This should be an ass-kicking. It shouldn't be close. If we can't beat Buffalo, we don't deserve shit. 45-14. Alright, I'm kind of mad we gave up 14 points. But we beat Buffalo as well. It's better than the early 2000s for the NBA. Oh yeah, man, Tim Donaghy. I mean, that's the name that comes to mind, man. Every time. The fact that, and that's the issue, man, with these controversial calls where it's like, how the fuck did someone get it that wrong? You always go back to, well, Tim Donaghy. And for those who don't know the name, D-O-N-A-G-H-Y, Tim Donaghy. Openly admitted to fixing NBA games. So, and you could argue, you know, cost some teams some spots. I mean, there's a reason why, you know, I think Sacramento Kings fans are pissed off to this day. So, yeah, there's some good stuff, man. Where's my phone? Oh, man, it's getting late. It is getting late. Damn. UNC is next. I think we're going to have to line things down here in a second, folks. I at least want to see where we stand in terms of the recruitment here. 2-0. Haven't beaten anybody major, so obviously we're not looking too good. Warrior, happy goddamn birthday. I thought you fell asleep, but it's good that you're still here. Happy birthday to you, sir. The 20th, you said. Alright, we're in the fight for these guys. I'm sure we missed out on somebody. Really, nobody's off the board. We are in the fight here, guys, for these players, I should say. Guys. I forgot Sacramento exists. I still like the Sacramento Kings. I mean, it was tough. You know, Bibby, Peja Stojakovic, Chris Webber, like, it was tough to not be a fan. Very tough. So right now, we are in an incredible situation. I mean, we might be falling for some players, but we have a great chance here. What I want to do, for anybody who's a 5-star, is move them up to the top of our list so that I know to scout them first. Pretty much how I'm gonna handle it. So a little bit of maintenance with the 5 stars, but it'll make it easier long term to keep track of them. I think it's worth it. Tedious as it may be. It's definitely the majority of the focus has to go on those 5 stars. Especially Babatunde Kazi, which is just an incredible name. It really is. How many 5 stars do we have? We gotta be closing in on double digits. We have 7 right now. Any others? Nathan Lee is number 8. We're up into 3rd for Lee, who was the number 1 option on the board. I know he's listed as a bust, but still. Talk about that linebacker, and indeed, we do have at least 10 5-star projects here. Yeah, we're looking good. I gotta move Townsend up the list. Alright, so like I said, it'll at least be easier to keep an eye on the 5 stars. In total, with the 5 stars, we have 11. Not bad. So, guys, with that, we're going to call it for tonight. It's been a good stream. It's been a good run. And, yeah. You know the deal. The YouTube stuff, of course. It's been fun.